because we also have this demand zone here, this green box. Let's see what the other indicators are saying. Oscillator 4 up here, no strong signals right now. On the oscillator 5 down here, we have a nice hidden bullish divergence with this double bottom here, as well as this little green pivot. So there might be a little pump up. We'll see. My hedge long is still in play. Haven't dropped below that 26,268 yet. We're going to keep watching the 1 minute here like the degens that we are. I can take a look at other time frames some more. I can take a look at some altcoins if you want. I know we were speaking in the group earlier about checking out Link. I will take a look at Link. Let's just duplicate this guy. Link had a few interesting things going for it. I took a very quick glance at it. There's a few things that me and actually another guy in the group who was messaging me, we were noticing a couple interesting things. Where is Mexi here? Oh, here we go. So Link has been on an absolute mission lately. This is actually what I was just talking about, guys, looking for Fibonacci's. I pulled this Fibonacci just looking for potential resistance here from the swing high back here down to our current lows. And look at that. Like I said, the 786 and 886 Fibonacci levels get respected so well from either direction. Not saying it has to get rejected here, but just so far seeing that perfect retest is very interesting. Obviously a very important level in the market. If we do blast past that, I would be watching the 886. Chances are there's a bit of a reaction there as well. If it starts closing above that, then obviously we have to see as far as a double top. But I mean, the trend is your friend till the end. So far, these W's are still trending to the upside. That's a bullish sign in my opinion, but obviously eventually these have to reverse, right? So it would be premature to say that it's going to reverse right now, just something to be aware of. We don't even have a higher low yet. And that's kind of the thing, guys, with this strategy. Sometimes you will notice that you won't always get the second W on the downside. So this is just kind of, yes, it is a bit of a scalping strategy. It can also be used to take partial profits and that sort of thing, as far as, like I was talking about earlier, a little bit of risk management. But it's just such a good bit of confluence. Even if you're not trading specifically on just which way the W's are going, obviously it's good to have a few different bits of confluence on your side before taking an entry. But sometimes you won't get that perfect W entry where we get some kind of a higher low W. Sometimes you just see that, well, if we're trending to the upside and you're just getting a bunch of higher highs, and unfortunately sometimes that higher low never comes in. Just like on the swing to the downside, sometimes you won't get those reversal warnings on the top, so you'll just see the bottoms trending lower and you'll never actually get a lower high. That just happens sometimes, but I just love watching which way these W's are trending. I've just found that so often if I do lose a scalp or a swing or anything, it's usually because I'm ignoring my own strategy that I love, is which way these W's are trending. Usually if I end up betting against them, and I'm not saying they're perfect, but I am just saying when I tend to get blindsided, it's because I think I'm smarter than that, and I basically play against how these W's are trending, and it usually ends up, or sometimes I should say, it bites me in the ass. So just something to consider there. It's quickly become one of my favorite bits of confluence that's just on the checklist for entering a position. I'd be a little hesitant on the 4 hour right now, for example, in taking a short. Like I said, there is reasons to think that it'll flip bearish, but I'm just always a little hesitant to bet against the trend of these W's. On top of that 786 though, I mean, we do obviously have strong resistance. This whole area basically is strong resistance back here. So, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It looks like Link might have a hard time from here, but we're going to have to see what happens. Obviously, you guys know I rarely trade the 4 hour anyways, so let's zoom in. 5 minutes more my jam. Actually, what do we have here? We have do I trade gold or anything besides crypto? Generally, no. I've dipped my toes in stocks a little bit, but I don't know. I really like crypto because it's 24/7, easy access to leverage and that sort of thing, which I really like. But for the most part, no, I just trade crypto right now. I have a buddy who trades stocks a little bit for me. He opened up his own hedge fund in the States last year. So I just gave him a little bit of money, and he basically buys and sells covered calls and covered puts on things like the QQQ, Tesla, Apple, Google, basically the tech stocks, right? He basically accumulates those. So that's kind of my bit of stock exposure, I guess. I've done a test account with Forex and kind of looked at that a little bit, but it just never grabbed me the way crypto did, I guess. As far as Link on the 5 minute, I mean, it still has the 1 hour trend, kind of catching up to the price a little bit. Also have this demand zone here as well. So obviously when we lost this little bit of support right here, we took that little tumble there, and we basically, so we had this low, set a lower low. Here would be our confirmed lower high, lower low, confirmed lower high, lower low, or sorry, after this lower low, this is when we had the confirmed lower high. And we actually did end up breaking that, and you can see now that it's trying to trend back to the upside. So to see, basically right now, I mean, Link looks quite bullish to me as long as we hold that, our current lows basically. Invalidation would be below that in my opinion. Preferably some kind of a candle close. Obviously a little wick could just be a fake out. But, you know, we do have some good support here. For one, we obviously had the higher trending W's. We have this demand zone here. We have the 1 hour trend catching up, and we have this current local low here, all kind of lining up very closely. So definitely some strong support not far away for Link as far as, you know, a 5 minute chart goes. I could see us pushing down a little bit though. We are below that 5 minute EMA. May push us back down. Then have to see the reaction there, obviously, if we want to get into something. What's the 1 minute? Let's really zoom in here, guys. This is what we're here for. Ooh, I am tempted to take a little short scalp. What are the other indicators looking like? You know what? I'm gonna swing at a small scalp short on Link. Why not have 3 positions open, right? This might bite me in the ass. Like I said, it does have... I am betting against the 1 hour trend right now since that is below us. I'm just kind of hoping we can get a bit of a scalp down towards it at this point. And basically my confirmation for this is a few things. One, we did lose this low here, which would have set this as our resistance. Next, we do have these W's trending to the downside and these W's trending to the downside. So we're going to have to see. I don't know. This is kind of betting against the trend if we look at Link on the 4 hour. I mean, it's been on a crazy run. It's up, what, like 40% in 2 weeks or something like that? Where to? Back here. Yeah, this is about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago, and it pumped, yeah, 38%. It is on a mission, I'll give it that. $707 sounds like a good stop. What is Bitcoin doing anyways since I opened up that hedge long? So there is a little bit of a lag with the 1 hour EMA on the current version of this indicator, but you can see that we're basically testing it right now, and that's making me actually want to close half of this little scalp here. Yeah, I'm gonna close half of my little hedge scalp there. Let's put that back up too. That was 314.
Hey, Stu, sorry, buddy. I just stepped out. Can you repeat that again?
Which part?
No, it's just I was just sitting with my son here. He needed something. I took off with him for like 2 minutes, and now I kind of miss everything that you were saying. It's just the last part about the new W and why are you closing your hedge long?
Oh, yes. So I'm
Thanks.
closing half of
Appreciate
it
it.
just because we are coming up to the 1 hour trend here. You can see there is a little bit of lag in this version of the indicator. There never used to be. I've mentioned it to MDX, so he's going to look into it. But you can see that we're testing that 1 hour trend and getting a reversal warning along it. That is actually one of my favorite scalp entries to take as far as a short would go. So even though, yes, we might still be blasting to the upside because, you know, these W's are still trending to the upside. I will give it that. So maybe we smash through, but the fact that we're starting to see that warning signal right at the 1 hour trend, as well as the oscillator 4 up here, we have possible trend exhaustion and a bearish pivot. What is the 5 saying? It's looking a little bit toppy, but no overbought signal yet. Money cloud is still green, so a little bit of mixed signals, but just the fact that we're testing that 1 hour trend and with the W, like I said, that's one of my favorite short entries to make. I'm just going to use that as a close half of my long instead.
Is it an open discussion or should I keep my mouth shut until you ask for questions?
No, absolutely. Hop in whenever. This is open.
My question, yeah, I see that, I love your W's. They have been very good to me lately. But so when you have the 1 hour EMA and you have, you do not have to, the price action does not have to make contact with the 1 hour EMA. But whenever you have that W, a warning signal, and it's hovering around the 1 hour EMA, that's like a short signal to you?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
basically, just because after it's tested like this, let's just say it's here theoretically, because it's obviously somewhere close to that level. Basically, at that point, where we don't have any supply zones up until here. What I really like is then if we have a little bit of a supply zone, something like that, like a bit of one of the red boxes that the indicator makes. I would love to then have basically my stop loss somewhere above that, just so there's a little bit of wiggle room. But as it stands right now, even just getting that tap like that kind of gives you a bit of an invalidation level, right? So if we're going to close a candle body above that level, then I'm starting to think that we might actually be flipping that 1 hour trend bullish. But as it stands right now, I mean, then you can basically have a stop loss. I would give it a little bit of wiggle room. I'd probably keep it above like 26.4, for example. Like me right now, my stop loss is at 26.422 on my short that I opened this morning. And I'll close it there if we get to that point, because at that point we are, getting quite a bit above the 1 hour trend. And I'm not so sure it is going to hold as resistance anymore. But yeah, when I see those reversal warnings along the 1 hour trend, that quite often anytime I see it, basically, I like taking those positions, because it's not even that it plays out every time, but usually you can have your stop loss so tight compared to the type of move that you can make if this is going to start trending. And I touched on that, was it my last video? I actually played, that's exactly what made me take a short, and I caught this, was based off the 1 minute chart, and we basically got that W along the 1 hour trend. I can't go back and find that on the 1 minute chart, obviously it would take forever. But that's the signal that I took, and my stop loss was only about 30, or I can't remember if it was $30 or $35 away, but I ended up catching a $4,000 move. So the size of move that it called compared to the loss it would have take. I mean, I saw some people in the Discord earlier today talking about, your success rate isn't necessarily what deems if you're profitable or not. But if you can make those huge gains off something like that when the stop loss can be so tight, I just love that as a signal. See, right now, even with that signal, it's obviously trying. It's trying to reject it, right? Maybe I should add to my short a little bit, because I do have it in a profit, and I could keep it in a profit. Because the stop loss, like I said, my stop loss is basically right here. So I could actually double down on my position that I started this morning at this point, because I only have about a quarter of my position open at this point, because I've been taking profit along the way. But I could add a little bit to my position here and still, I'm not going to go crazy. I still want my stop loss to be in a profit, worst case scenario. But I am going to add a little bit, just in case. And I'm going to update the stop loss on the rest of my hedge long to break even. So like I said, I closed half of that here. So worst case, I at least caught a small profit with that. Hopefully everything I'm saying is making sense. Let me know if I confuse anybody here. Anyone else in any positions right now?
I'm like right now, I'm on crack. I want to jump into link so bad into short.
Yeah, oh man.
I'm like itching. I'm itching to get in there. You see what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I opened a little short on this a few minutes ago when I was with you guys there. I don't know. This looks like a nice little. Obviously, it's a 1 minute, so take it for what it is. But as far as a DGen scalping goes, I love that double signal right at a supply zone like that. I mean, stop
Love that
loss
too.
just a little bit above, just giving a little wiggle room up here. But I don't know. I like it. I'm short.
What happened to me earlier, I opened the short around 11 o'clock. When the kids came back from school, it was like scrambling around. I was going to close half of the position. On Maxi, there is a feature that you get to close the whole position on a one click. And I closed it inadvertently, came back, the price jumped. I was like, shit, I
Yeah.
might have stopped out. The whole position was closed in profit, so I can't complain.
Yeah. I've
I'm
definitely accidentally hit that button before. I've hit it when I meant to, and it's been great. But I've also accidentally hit it a couple times.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Last close, the
Oh
green
yeah,
button
oh
or the red.
yeah.
Oh,
It hurts. It hurts when you accidentally get yourself. It's like, oh, I had such a good running position going.
but if I walked out and left half of the position, I always move my stop loss up. You know, this a Trendmaster taught me this a long time ago. I always move it to a profit. You know, I would have actually, kind of made some profit on the first half, but if it just worked out perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
I
you
have
can't
been,
complain with that, right?
yeah, and I've been itching all day to get in on another show, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for those two W's, and
There,
bam, here we go.
there you go. Well, I mean, the thing is, we did have this warning, right? Like the thing is, when you're looking at degen time frames, like the 1 minute, they can obviously reverse very quickly. Um, but just like look at that W here, lower W, lower W, lower W, then a bit of a warning. Let's go yellow with that. And then again, just well, with the double signal like that, that's something. We'll have to see if that holds more merit or anything. Like, is the double signal a really strong one? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Stu, I think it's over with, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't get in now. You have to wait for the price to go back up to 769 at least.
Yeah, well, depends how much leverage you're using. But yeah, like I said, that 4 hour made me like I would love it if I entered this on a 1 minute for a little degen scalp and it did turn into a big swing because, like I said, that Fibonacci is bang on. Look how perfect that is. Wouldn't be all too surprised to see the 786 be the reversal. Things to be aware of as far as a short right now on the degen timeframes would be obviously we have this green cloud here, green moving average cloud. We have the 5 minute trend EMA trend support down here. Currently testing this demand zone right here, the green box the indicator is made. Look at that, perfectly respecting so far. And then, like I said, the 1 hour trend is climbing to the upside, but there is some downward potential there. And then from there, got to see how that's reacted with. If that flips bearish, well, might be thinking, holy shit, Link's going for a dive. But we'll see.
Can you please reiterate when you say if that green turns bearish, what does that mean exactly?
Um, where would we have seen it last? I guess
Thanks, man.
like here we got across, right? Basically when my 5 minute and my 1 hour cross. So this would be where the 1 hour changed to green, right? And I mean, look at what happened, right? So if we see the opposite happen, I mean, quite often, you know how crypto works. It loves to basically retrace the whole move. So if we get the bearish cross like that, There's still some room though, right? I mean, it's still lagging quite a bit behind the price here. Or below the price, I should say. Yeah, I really wish there wasn't this lag here. But yeah, you can see obviously the bears are getting hungry at that level. So when I do take scalps on this, like I told you, I added to my position a little bit. If we then come back down, get a bullish reversal that is once again a higher low W, I'll be looking to close out, half my remaining position again, just because, again, if we start seeing these, or shouldn't say start, if we continue seeing these lows getting higher and higher with these W's, I think it's only a matter of time until they squeeze us right through that 1 hour trend. So I wouldn't mind locking in a little bit more profits if we do take a little bit of a tumble here. If we don't set a higher W and we actually set a lower one, I'll probably just hold my entire position. And again, my stop loss is just a little bit above here at 422.2.
I think we got somebody that's trying to speak, to say something.
Oh,
I heard hello. I could be wrong. Oh, AM Crypto.
oh, sorry, I muted him before because I was getting background noise.
Yes, AM
Can you hear me
Crypto.
now?
You can hear me.
There we go.
ahead. Yes,
Now
all good.
you're on the air.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I was not causing any background noise, but thank you for unmuting me. I just wanted to say, did you check on the higher time frames for Bitcoin? There is a fractal playing out from, I think it's from last year, or the year or 2 years ago. I have to check it quick, then I can tell you exactly.
Is it something like this?
Oh, 1 second.
Because I've definitely this is another thing that caught my eye a while ago when we broke this trend line. I became quite bearish on Bitcoin again.
No, actually, it's a fractal that starts in August 2020 to December 2020. So then I copied that over to the price action that we see right now, and it's actually playing out to the T for the moment. So, and there's definitely more downside in Bitcoin.
Oh, like this back here?
Yeah. Yeah, there where the W is at the bottom, I think, around there.
Yeah. Oh, hey, speaking of the double signal, hey, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a strong signal.
Yeah, so basically that whole region there from the left side, that little bit higher W, all the way to the right side. No, more to the left. So the lowest on the left that you see right now. So from there, you take, and then you basically copy that whole fractal over, including a little bit of the run, and copy that over to the price action right now, and you're going to see it's lining up.
Oh,
so then that gives you a low side target of like 24,800 with a falling wedge.
Really?
Yeah. So and that is coinciding. I found this because it was coinciding with a death cross.
Okay.
And Crypto Viking, he said, "Yeah, I'm coming, buddy. Give me 1 sec. I was hearing a couple days ago's stream, and he mentioned something along those lines. It's not the one that's this gentleman is talking about. It's something. I think it was the 4 hour. But yeah, he said something about something that's playing out the same exact price action that we're seeing right now from previous years. So I don't know if that means anything.
Oh, would you look at that? Okay, that actually never even quite came down to the 786 there. Unless we take it from there, I guess. But I like to more use the very bottom. So kind of found support between the 618 and the 786. Where would that line us up? Well, right at this demand zone, basically, hey? Basically come back to this support level here.
I think if it would come back there, it would be just a wick. I don't think that we're gonna consolidate in that range down there.
Yeah, it's really tough to say right now. I would agree with you. I do still think the macro trend, like, I really strongly believe this was the bottom for the market cycle.
Yeah.
I really don't see us losing that unless it's another Black Swan event, COVID 2.0, and we see just a quick flash crash or something like that due to low liquidity, maybe. But just kind of going back to basic market structure that I was talking about earlier, like we had this low, lower low. This would be the highest point between the two. There's our lower high resistance. Even respected it again here. Broke that trend. And that's a very serious trend, right? We never saw that the rest of the bear market. Other than back here, actually, we did technically get a little fake out there. But yeah, basically the fact that we ended up breaking that resistance, flipping it into support, and like such clean support too. We've obviously been respecting the hell out of it. I still think it's weak, and I personally think that it's gonna break fairly soon, but obviously doesn't have to happen. Like I said, support until it's broken. But man, if we break that level, I think it's gonna be a quick move down. I really don't see it taking long to fill basically this entire gap.
Yeah, definitely.
Some kind of let's say a 1 hour candle close below, or I personally like seeing 2 candle closes below. If we just get, let's say, I know this is the daily, but let's say we get a daily close below, I could see shit hitting the fan and we drop pretty quick. If we get like just an hour close below and then an hour close back above, I think there's potential for another bounce before we continue down. But if we get an hour close below and then respect it as resistance on the next hourly close, I think at that point we start trending to the downside aggressively again. Just my personal thoughts, anywho. Oh, you can see the 1 hour trend is kind of catching up. Yeah, look how beautifully that respected as resistance, hey? So far, obviously we still do have support below, but important level in the market for sure. I love looking at that indicator. Link is currently testing that 5-minute trend. What did I get my short at? It wasn't even that great. Actually, it wasn't that good. Whatever. Stock poker, I agree 100% with that chart. That's what's keeping me open to the idea of a bearish chart pattern here. Kind of something like that. Even had the perfect retest. Oh, you're actually going back further, hey? You're going more something like that. Okay. But yeah, basically same thing. Kind of a rising wedge? Or is that a wolf stock poker? I forget what those patterns were called. Yeah, I've thought ever since we had that big dump, what was that, a few weeks ago? Yeah, the end of August there. Ever since we broke that trend line, I just feel like we are totally in this kind of move right now. I just feel like we're just slamming up against that resistance or old support as resistance, and I feel like it's only a matter of time until we trend a little bit lower. But you guys know I don't trade the daily or the 4 hour or anything like that anyways, but I love having an idea of, or at least keeping my eyes open to the idea of possibilities, right? Because if I just think that, we found support here at a support level, yeah, that I absolutely see reason why we could trend to the upside, but I'm also open to the idea that we could trend lower. So just kind of zooming out like this just helps to, I guess, keep an open mind and just consider all things, because as traders, we never know for sure, right? We're just kind of playing our odds. It's good to not be too heavily biased one way or the other. Look at that little double slash triple top right at the 1 hour EMA. Whether or not this plays out in our bearish favor here, you can't deny the fact that it's a very well respected level, and that's exactly why I love to play positions off that. But still keeping this hedge long open just in case. If we end up blasting off through there and stopping out the rest of my short, I want to at least have another position climbing. If this gets stopped out at break even, I at least already closed a little bit of it, and the short will carry on from there. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Getting right to that 786, 886 fib pocket as far as the scalping range goes. I took that at 20x, so I'm considering closing part of it soon here. Right in that Fibonacci pocket. Yeah, I'm closing half of it right now at 14%. Boom. Yeah, how's everyone else feeling on the market?
This bear market a little bit better than last one. The last one was not so entertaining.
Sorry, the last which? Bear market?
Yeah, the last bear market was more depressive than this one. And this one was quite entertaining, at least.
Yeah. When you say the last one, you mean the one where we topped out at 20K?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you've been around for a couple bear markets then?
Yeah, I'm a long time around.
Nice, nice. I actually started my trading journey about 3 days before that 20K top. I was one of those people who absolutely bought in at the very top. 3 days later, got hit with a bear market. I figured, oh, Bitcoin's shitty. I'll go into some altcoins. Held those.
That was scam.
Lost even more. But what I did do though during the bear market is I was only trading on spot. I wasn't trading with leverage yet. And what I was doing is I was just, because I only started with a small amount of money too, because I had no fucking clue what I was doing. But just to keep emotions out of it, my buddy who was teaching me how to trade at the time was basically convinced me, try coin building. So you don't really care about the money side of it. You can keep that emotion out of it. And I was just trying to, sell before some dips and buy back those coins. Just try and get a few more coins for free, basically, kind of a thing. And that's kind of how I learned to trade. So I don't know. I personally have a soft spot for bear markets. I don't mind them. I did kind of get blindsided by this one, but I think most people did. And yeah, as soon as I don't know, as soon as you're an actual trader and you know that all that matters is volatility and just play it whichever way, I mean, it's all fun. Basically, when where was it? I think when I started playing with leverage was, and I think I got to bring up a different chart here. Where was I? I was on Kraken. Oh, not that chart though. Yeah, whatever. I'll just use the spot one. But Kraken is where I started trading. And I learned how to short. Or basically, I wanted to learn how to short. I never thought you could. And I was watching a different YouTuber, Crypto Kirby. A lot of you have probably heard of him. But he was the first person I ever watched who was talking about shorting all the time, and then I kind of looked into it and learned that you could. So I saw this chart pattern happening, which a lot of you guys will be well familiar with, the old descending triangle. And when I saw this, I had a very strong feeling we were going to break to the downside for a stronger bear market, but I had to look into how to trade futures just because I did not want to miss that move. And this was one of the first leverage trades I ever took, was shorting this. It was probably one of the best trades I've ever taken. Not the biggest, by no means the most profit or anything like that. But as far as just like playing out a trade and as far as being my first leverage trade, pretty much. I did a couple test runs, obviously, but that was the first one. That was the moment I was getting ready for. And to see those numbers start flying when everyone else is panicking because shit's hitting the fan, it was such an exciting feeling to me. Actually, speaking of that, guys, I think I am going to wrap up the rest of the stream here for the recording. And again, I will still be here. I'm going to start uploading stuff. I still want to talk to you guys a little bit. But I am going to wrap up the stream here. So yeah, guys, it's been a blast as always. And good luck out there in the trading world. You guys know what my thoughts are. I got to see kind of a few of the scalping strategies and risk management type of things that I've been looking at and using the indicators for. Let me know if in the Discord if there's ever anything that's unclear, you want clarification on anything. Hopefully these insights kind of help clarify a few things that I'm always posting in the group and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, if you caught this late or if you ever do miss my videos in the future, I do post them to StuTube Trading on YouTube, and as well I post some analysis on on Twitter as well. And like I mentioned, I'm now a partner with the MEX crypto exchange, currently giving crazy trading bonuses. Obviously, you have to deposit quite a bit of money to get those. But as myself, being from Canada, exchanges are constantly closing the doors on me. Most of my accounts have got closed over the past year, so to see no KYC, tons of leverage, tons of altcoins, stuff like that. Basically, here's my referral code. I will have the link in the description as well if you need another place to trade. With that, legends, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.